Ladies and gentlemen, I am back. I am sorry, and I mean it. I am really sorry that I've been on a long hiatus on the podcasting world, but I am officially back, and I will be back every 2 weeks instead of every week, because every week is obviously not working for me. So every 2 weeks on Saturday nights, you will get to listen to my podcasting show. I promise you all that. But here I am. Welcome back to the Balish Wrestling Podcast. Every 2 weeks we'll be live on Spreaker.com, and every month it'll be live, well, not live, but pre-recorded on iTunes. So you can still subscribe, you can still download all my past episodes. I am so sorry I've been on a long hiatus, and I promise you all that will never happen again. But I am here to make an announcement. Please do me a favor. If you need tickets to the next ECPW Long Island event, look no further than your host right here on the Balish Wrestling Podcast, Referee James B., a.k.a. the host with the most, James Balish. Now, you see, I am selling tickets for $15 each. That's how much tickets are going for. And this event is this Saturday night, live at the St. James Sports Arena in St. James, New York. The address is 620 Middle Country Road in St. James, New York. Here are the following matches scheduled for this event. Remember, every Long Island ECPW show card is subject to change at any time. So some of these matches may happen, some of them may be changed. But bear with me, this is what's printed on the poster. Here are the matches as scheduled. Greg the Hammer Valentine and the Italian sensation Gary Reno teaming up to take on Andrew Anderson and Mike Cap. Then it'll be Boondocks taking on, for the first time ever, Long Island's finest, the Ring King, Cash Camacho. Then you will have beautiful Bobby Dream taking on the pancake-loving giant, Kronos. Then you will have recently inducted into the 2015 WWE Hall of Fame class, Bushwhacker Luke, teaming up with Spaz to take on Custom Vinyl. Then, in a Falls Count Anywheres match for the ECPW Long Island Heavyweight Championship, you will get Robbie Rebel, the current champion, defending against the Syndicate of Pain Zone, the Puerto Rican purebred, Mark Static. All this and more will happen this Saturday night. That's right, this Saturday night, June 6th, at the St. James Sports Arena in St. James, New York. If you don't have tickets, hit me up on Facebook at facebook.com/The Balish Wrestling Podcast. I promise you, I have tickets. I have 5 tickets left. They're going really, really, really fast. So if you don't have tickets, hit me up now, and they are going for $15 each. All right. Now, enough of that talk. Let's get into WWE topics for a moment, please. What happened this Sunday was WWE Elimination Chamber. The return of the Elimination Chamber. Now, this event was so fantastic, it was so phenomenal, in my opinion, that some matches were boring, yes. Some matches, the results that happened shouldn't have. I'll give you an example of that. The first match I saw was the tag team elimination chamber match for the tag titles. The New Day, all 3 members, Big E, Kofi Kingston, and Xavier Woods, all of them had to defend the tag titles against 4 other teams. And this match was an okay, decent match, but the result shouldn't have happened. New Day should have lost their titles in this kind of a predicament. I mean, honestly, if you think about it, an Elimination Chamber is supposed to show you that odds can happen. Odds are against you, and as a champion, you have the right to lose the title because everybody's fighting for it. And in my opinion, they kind of screwed up with the tag titles. They gave the tag titles over to New Day again, meaning they retained the titles. They didn't lose the tag titles. So in my opinion, New Day sucks. As everybody keeps saying, I agree with everybody. New Day does suck. I don't know why they teamed Big E and Xavier Woods with Kofi Kingston. But in my opinion, it doesn't work. Eventually they're going to go down the drain just like Zack Ryder. And they're just going to make them all jobbers, losing every match. So, in my opinion, it doesn't make a damn difference what kind of matches they're in. They're not going to get any more big pushes. All right, let me move on to the next match. The next match I want to talk about is Kevin Owens versus John Cena at Elimination Chamber. It was the United States Champion versus the NXT World Champion, and Kevin Owens beat Cena. Now, Cena's grabbing for a rematch at Money in the Bank at next month's event. So, in my opinion, Cena's only going to lose once. He's going to put himself over again at Payback. So, kind of evens itself out, but everybody hates Kevin Owens. Now, this is my big question of the podcast, and I'm going to ask it again later on down the podcast. The question is, what are your thoughts about Kevin Owens? Why is it that every WWE fan, or a large majority of WWE fans, hates Kevin Owens? What is it about Kevin Owens that everybody hates on him? I mean, he's a great NXT champion. He's great on the mic, but everybody hates him. I don't know why. I just don't know. Everyone's rooting for John Cena now, all because it's Kevin Owens versus Cena in a feud. I guess if you have to pick one, you'd have to pick Cena in this case. What else? There was the Divas triple threat match for the Divas title. It was Paige versus Naomi versus Nikki Bella for the Divas title. And in my opinion, this match was very boring. I usually find enjoyment watching the Divas matches, but this one was very boring. There's nothing even to talk about. So let's move on. Next was the World Heavyweight Championship match, or the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match. Seth Rollins defending against Dean Ambrose. And I gotta be honest with you, this was by far the greatest match of the year. I cannot say it anymore. It is the greatest match of the year. And the year is not even over yet. There could be bigger matches, but no. Out of any pay-per-view that's ever happened this year, this has to be the greatest match of the year because it was that phenomenal. And because of what happened at the end, I'll give you the finish. If you didn't see it, spoiler alert, watch it on the WWE Network as soon as you can. But anyways, here's the spoiler for those of you who never got to watch it on the night of the pay-per-view. Seth Rollins, I'm going to say, the setup of the finish was that Dean Ambrose climbed up onto the top rope. He was going to drop a elbow, but Seth Rollins pushed the referee in front of him, so the referee got hit with the move. Referee went down. They fought a little more. They fought a few more minutes. And then Dean Ambrose pulled off Dirty Deeds, DDT, and pinned him. And then another referee ran into the ring and fast counted 1, 2, 3. In my opinion, it was fast counted. It could have been a normal count, whatever. He said 1, 2, 3, rang the bell, gave the title to Dean Ambrose, and Lillian Garcia, number one Raw ring announcer, said the winner of the match and new WWE World Heavyweight Champion is Dean Ambrose. Then the two referees, the one that got hurt and the one that ran down to the ring to finish the match, were arguing. They're like, no, Dean Ambrose won, no. And then the other one that got hurt was like, no, Seth Rollins won because that was a disqualification. So in the end, Lillian Garcia announced that the match was won by Dean Ambrose, but due to a disqualification, Seth Rollins is still the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. But in the end, Dean Ambrose left the building with the world title and did not give it back to Seth Rollins. So in my opinion, it's going to be a another great match at Payback, as it will be Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Now, I'm going to take a quick break, as I normally do. I just have another quick question. You can answer all these questions that I ask you on my podcast through my Facebook. Again, that's facebook.com/The Ballish Wrestling Podcast. My second question of the show is, what do you think is going to come out of this WWE World Heavyweight Championship rematch between Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins? Who do you think is going to win, and how big do you think the match is going to be? All right, now I'm going to take a short break. Here is Shinedown with I Dare You, the WWE WrestleMania 22 theme song, or one of them. But again, here is Shinedown with the song I Dare You on the Ballish Wrestling Podcast. All right. Again, that was Shinedown with I Dare You. Now, I want to talk to you again about Elimination Chamber that happened at this past WWE pay-per-view. I'm going to name all the matches and all the results. All right? Here we go. The pre-show match was Stardust versus Zack Ryder. Stardust defeated Zack Ryder. Then, to kick off the pay-per-view, it was the four-way... it it was the Tag Team Elimination Chamber match for the tag titles. It was the New Day defending their tag titles against the Lucha Dragons, Tyson Kidd and Cesaro, the Primetime Players, the Ascension, and Los Matadores. The winners, New Day, defending their, retaining their tag team titles. Then it was Nikki Bella versus Paige versus Naomi for the Divas Championship. And the match ended with Nikki Bella retaining her Divas Championship. Then it was a non-titles match. Kevin Owens, the NXT World Champion, almost said defending. Kevin Owens, the NXT World Champion, versus the United States Champion, John Cena. Kevin Owens defeated Cena and then added insult to injury right after the match by cutting a promo? I don't know. Then after that, it was Neville versus Bo Dallas. Neville beat Bo Dallas. Then after that, it was the Elimination Chamber for the vacant WWE Intercontinental Championship. Now, this match, Rusev was replaced by Mark Henry because last Tuesday during the taping of SmackDown, Rusev injured his leg during a match. So he was replaced by Mark Henry. So here are the participants. It was Ryback versus R-Truth versus Sheamus versus King Barrett versus Dolph Ziggler versus Mark Henry. And the winner and new Intercontinental Champion was Ryback. Next, it was the match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Seth Rollins defending his World Heavyweight Championship against Dean Ambrose. And it says, and I quote, "Had Roman Reigns entered or interfered during the match, Ambrose would have been disqualified." Now, for those of you who do have the WWE Network and saw this pay-per-view, you kind of saw Roman Reigns after the match. Now, the match was still a disqualification because Seth Rollins pushed the referee into the line of move that Dean Ambrose was trying to perform. But at the time, Dean Ambrose won the match and then immediately lost the match because the referee finally talked sense into the other referee and said, call it as a disqualification. So, in the end, Dean Ambrose is not really WWE World Heavyweight Champion, but in his mind and in the mind of Roman Reigns, he is the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. I don't know why, but I love the angle they're going with. I saw last night's WWE Monday Night Raw episode, and I love the way they kicked it off with Roman Reigns coming out and pretty much saying, Seth Rollins, you are not a man. You are not a champion. Dean Ambrose is more of a champion than you'll ever be. And then Seth Rollins getting pissed off, going off the page, like saying, oh, I don't need the authority to help me win matches. I don't need this big crab giant help me win matches. I don't need little short guys help me win matches. I can win matches all on my own. And that's why Dean Ambrose is getting a rematch for my WWE World Heavyweight Championship at Payback. I want my title back. And Dean, I will show you that I am more of a champion than you'll ever be, because I am the future of the WWE, Seth Rollins. And you get a match against me for my WWE title at Payback. And he left the ring, leaving the Authority in the ring by themselves. So, what is your take on this entire unfoldment after last night's Raw episode? Do you think Seth Rollins is going to break away from the Authority and leave them and be a man on his own? Or do you think he's still siding with the Authority and turn this into a big blowout? What do you think is going to happen comes WWE Payback next month? I honestly do think that, this month, June. I honestly do think they're going in the right direction, breaking Seth Rollins away from the Authority. But at the same time, I kind of think they're replacing Seth Rollins with Roman Reigns. That's just me, because the way Triple H acted. Stephanie McMahon asked Roman Reigns afterwards, who the hell do you think you are, making Seth Rollins pissed off and leaving us in the ring? And then Triple H started off saying the same thing. He's like, who the hell do you think you are? He's Roman Reigns. That's who he is. So in my opinion, I honestly do think they're going to replace Seth Rollins with Roman Reigns in the Authority. But that's just me. That's my thinking. What do you guys think? Do you think they're going to push Seth Rollins out and have Roman Reigns replace him? Or do you think they're just going to push Seth Rollins out and not replace him at all? What do you think is going to happen? Let me know down on Facebook. Again, one more time, it's facebook.com/The Ballish Wrestling Podcast. Tell me all your answers, all your comments, all anything on Facebook, and I will get back to you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that has been this week's episode of the Ballish Wrestling Podcast. I know it was a short one. Normally it's like a half an hour, maybe 45 minutes long, but I'm sorry. This week's episode got cut way, way short. But I will be back in 2 weeks' time. I promise you all that. Again, if you need tickets to this Saturday night's ECPW Long Island event, look no further than the Ballish Wrestling Podcast. I have tickets. I have 5 tickets left. Please let me know if you need tickets. Again, facebook.com/The Ballish Wrestling Podcast. I will supply you with tickets. Tickets are only $15 each. So get them while you still can. The event is this Saturday night, live from the St. James Sports Arena in St. James, New York. Located one more time, 620 Middle Country Road in St. James, New York. 620 Middle Country Road in St. James, New York. Get your tickets now. You do not want to miss out on this event. You will get to meet WWE Hall of Famer Class of 2015's Bushwhacker Luke, and see him team up with Spaz as they take on Johnny Ova and Luscious Joe Sloan of Custom Vinyl. All this and more live this Saturday night at the St. James Sports Arena for ECPW Long Island presents Deep Sea Destruction. See you all there, everybody. Good night, and talk to you in 2 weeks' time on the next episode of the Ballish Wrestling Podcast, right here on Spreaker.com or on iTunes.